Shalom. I give all praises, all glory, all honor to Abanawa Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamasha Yahusai, Rakah Kodash, Brakatah. I give double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, pushing most our truth to the folk on the earth in truth and sincerity and spirit. And shalom to the 1/3 and to the Israelites that scattered to the folk on the earth that are among all the nations and make look like other nations people. In fact, they come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They might not have their Israelite parents, still come from the 12 tribes. And to the hopeful elect shalom. Tried to upload a video yesterday, and my doggone camera, I don't know how it managed it. Twice they wouldn't allow me to upload, but now I got put in some new batteries, hoping this will work. And the Spirit got me on to talking about toxic masculinity, how they like to throw that word around. They only use it, masculinity, our masculinity, whenever someone ready to go and beat them up, or somebody about to rob them, or their car blows a tire out. I'm gonna say it like this. I know a lot of women finna get all salty. Of course, a lot of you can work on your own cars and change your tires and all that good stuff. Change your oil, try and change out radiator fluid and whatnot. But I'm talking about these feminists, these Me Too movement, women, liberty, liberation, and the so-called E's, like the black female version of the Black Panthers, talking about they're gonna bear arms and ammunition to fight men in these last days. That's not gonna happen, because ammunition only lasts so much, then you're empty. Then you gotta deal with, as you all call it, toxic masculinity, when 2/3 of our people are gonna come after you when they have no resources, they have nothing, no shelter, no place, no place to wash their behind or anything. You might have what they lacking, and the masculinity, the wickedness among them gonna come out, and they're gonna take you over. Now, in this day, in this world, they hate heterosexual men, and they fight everything in their power to turn our children toward their wicked ways of being, sodomites, and want to do this LBGT agenda. YouTube always cancel our videos whenever we bring out the truth. So you have to be careful how you word things this day and age. They call it hate speech, when in fact it is truth speech. When they talk about toxic masculinity, is where the man actually is supposed to be in order, like the Lord put us. Over the woman is a man, and over the man is Yahushua, you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, and over Yahushua is Yahweh, which you all ignorantly call God. And he put that order for a reason. If you read in the beginning, he told the children of Israel to what? Go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. That means it takes a masculine man to bed down with a feminine woman, a very feminine woman. Not the feminists that look like, some look like Rosie O'Donnell, look like Roseanne Barr, look like, all kinds of messed up Joy Behar. They just plumb dumb ugly. And what's messed up, this world pushes you to be the opposite of what the Most High God made you. All right, he made you a man. If you were born a man, that's what you were. That's what you are. And if you're a woman, he made you a woman. If you're born male, born female. It takes two opposites to make a child, a male and a female. You can't have two of the same kind making life. They don't bring life. It makes destruction to a society. I always use this analogy. Get an island. Put you 10 men on one island. No women, just all men. Go to the island, the same island, put them on the other side. 10 women. Now, out of the 10 women, let's get 5 women pregnant. 5 pregnant women. Out of the 5 pregnant women, they're all boys that's born. Take away the boy children. Now, put on the same island heterosexual people. 10 couples. Give those 5 boys to that couple, to those 10 couples. Now let's give 5 to 10, let's go 10 to 20 years, what will happen? The men, those 10 men will die because they have nobody to procreate with. Then you have 10 women, they have nobody to procreate with, they die. What would happen to the 10 couples with the 5 boys that was taken away from the 5 of the 10 pregnant women? They would flourish with what? With the 10 heterosexual couples who would give birth to girls and they procreate. And then now you got a society that grows healthy, strong, and can keep going on. Because you can't have more old people than you can have young people. Or you can't have just all males and not have any females along with them. You can't have all females without having males. There is a balance to everything out here. And they call it toxic masculinity when it doesn't suit them. Like the Me Too movement. You hear lately, they have been brought up in a lot of controversy of them sexual harassing young men. The ones who entered those movements, started those movements. Most of all of those feminists can't cook. And when I say cook, I mean use grease, flour, cornmeal, spices and herbs, all kinds of ingredients, eggs. Can't cook beef, chicken, beef, chicken, turkey or lamb or fish. And all they can use is a microwave or a oven, what you call a Hungry Jack meal. You put in the oven. Meal ready to eat already. Because a lot of their mothers taught them, tried to teach them when they were young, but they got that liberation nonsense in their head, the feminist, toxic masculinity, where they're saying, oh, you're too masculine for me, when your voice got more bass in it than a subwoofer. You got, bulging muscles, got a beard, and your hair full of hair. You walk like a man, talk like a man, and exert authority like a man. They call it toxic masculinity. When they say, well, you're oppressing us women. We need more liberty. Yeah, the liberty to go and jump on every penis that you see. The liberty to catch more diseases that you see. The liberty to give more birth to monstrous children, monstrous monsters that you see. Then they grow up in turn, they become monsters. And your daughters become more Me Too movement and hatred toward men in general. In these last days, that's coming to an end. All the prophecies are being fulfilled daily, and you still got the women talking that toxic masculinity nonsense. Now, in these last days, when the Lord brings forth Jacob's trouble on a high and world's earth-wide scale, you're going to look for that masculine man. You're not going to look for RuPaul. You're not going to look for Pharrell. You're not going to look for Lil Wayne or Dennis Rodman. All your favorite rapper, your favorite singer, football player, baseball player, basketball player, boxer, MMA fighter, actor, and so on, those are effeminate men. Okay, the things they have to do in Hollywood is very sick and very evil and very, very wicked. They're reversed. They're not masculine, they're effeminate. And the Lord said in the scripture, the effeminate man will not inherit the kingdom. And in a man who lay down with mankind as he do with a woman, as he has sex with a woman, as he lay down with a man, both then will be surely put to death. And that's in the scriptures. Every time the word comes out, the women's head spins around like the exorcist and green soup fly out of their mouth. Coming demonic. And a lot of our brothers out there are getting changed into this. They start at our little kids in daycare, preschool, kindergarten, and then they go all the way to the 12th grade. Now, we had in the UK a young lady questioning about the LGBT activities, the agenda, the academics. She didn't want to do it. She said it was wrong. Now, if you respect, as you say, if she have rights, why is it she gets suspended, for stating what's right and what's wrong? I commend whoever raised that young lady to speak up. But what kills me the most is that our women in our nation are so quick to tell a man, you're too masculine. You controlling me. I need some space. You know what? Won't you thank Esau for that? Thank Eve, Big Mama, for that. Slavery. Thank that. That's how it all started. Let's go way back to the Garden of Eden, when she took down all the doctrine of other nations of men and brought it to Adam. And Adam ate it up and said, oh man, this is good stuff. And then the prophets came after they behinds and told them you were going off. And for that, the Lord going to punish you for listening to your woman, when in fact your woman is supposed to be listening to you and do what you say according to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. See, now, that masculinity won't be toxic when you bed down with a man that you like. It doesn't become toxic when you see you in a nightclub getting your dance on and you get your drink on and some, Ray Ray Pookie and Rodney come up and approach you, and then your man coming from the restroom, he's all swole up, looking like, something out of comic books. Oh, you appreciate his masculinity then. But the minute he say, you know what, you don't need to go out tonight. You done going out with them girls tonight. You need to get in the house, and do some dishwashing. Well, I work 12, 13 hours a day. You should at least get your butt in the kitchen and do something. Then you want to say, oh, you're oppressing me. That's toxic masculinity. You can't control me. You're oppressing me. And that kills me, that whenever masculinity, they like you to be masculine when the situation, goes in their favor. But when when a man tell them what they need to do to stay their butt home, the husband, they get bent out of shape. But in these last days, when the famine of food and water, and there's no hospitals, no doctors, no lawyers, no 911, no police, no DAs, no simps running behind them no more. No more Ray Ray Pookies and Rodneys. When wild animals and newly created beasts are let loose, and demons and apparitions are let loose on this world, they're going to look for that masculine man. It ain't going to be that regular man. They're going to be looking for that Israelite man who's very masculine, like the Most High God. He said, God is a man of war, and the Lord is his name. So the Lord is a masculine deity. So is his son, Yahushua. He is a masculine deity. So are the angels. They're masculine. And so are the men of Israel, the one that keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. They're masculine. And they're going to always be masculine. A masculine man what protects the household, not no effeminate man. You're going to see in these last days, you're going to spit game at that masculine man that you hated so much, that's doing what the Lord said do and putting in this work for his salvation, teaching others. Like earlier today, me and my son was at the barber shop, and I was telling brothers, I said, when y'all see, in this time, women, they choose whoever they mate, whoever they bed down with. Now, when Jacob's trouble come and all these curses hit upon the earth, you're going to have to pick of who you want. They're going to become thirsty over you. That Israelite man, not just any man, because they're going to see a lot of 100,000 men going to fall to the right, 100,000 men going to fall to the left. There ain't going to be bodies dropping everywhere when the Lord casts judgment on a higher scale all around the earth. They ain't going to get that Israelite man right away. And that's when that toxic masculinity they like to cry out about will go out the window. Along with the feminists, it will go out the window. They act like lesbians, will go out the window. Where they want to be liberated, it's going out the window. Because the Lord's going to put a fear in them that's so bad that they're going to be humbled. They're going to have to go through trial and fire to get to that Israelite man before the Lord allowed them to be among that toxic masculine man that they fought so hard against in this wicked world. And a lot of you women will humble in that day, and a great deal of you will die. 2/3 will die, but a third of you will make it, because the Lord will allow you to make it so you can help bring forth the 2/3 with a masculine Israelite man. So that nonsense of toxic masculinity, you need to let that go and repent real quick. Because just now, I just watched on a report that China just bailed out Turkey and basically pushed the United States out the damn way, like, hey, don't deal with them no more. All these nations are starting to turn on the United States. They're all, nuclear weapons capabilities. They got ICBM missiles ready to pop. You got where a freezing storm just hit through Colorado, Minnesota, and all through the areas up there. Slovakia got an ambulance running through here. And a great deal of the corn crops and stuff and other crops yield like 35% of food. Around 175,000 to 180,000 acres of farmland have been flooded out and frozen over due to the storm. There's your famine right there starting. Then you got the famine of the word, where a lot of the elders and apostles and the Achaean videos are being taken down by YouTube. There's that rabbit again. He just ran out of that cedar tree. But anyway, this word is cutting them bad, man. I can roughly paraphrase just a little bit of Hebrews 4:12, that the word of the Lord is like a double-edged sword. They will cut you asunder, your spirit, your soul, and your mind. Whatever you're thinking, it will cut it completely in half and say, no, it ain't going to work. I'm going to cut it in half. Whatever thoughts you have or reprobate mind you have, I'm going to split it in two. The word is so powerful. The elder brother Ariah brought out, he told me, the more strikes you're getting on your page, because the truth is hurting them. It's cutting them. This word is slicing them up, man. But a lot of you females don't understand how powerful this word is. I witnessed on many accounts how powerful this word is. Like earlier today, I was talking to the brothers in the barbershop, and the brothers were listening, not just be listening, but you can actually see that seed is getting sown into their minds. And I pray the Lord would water it and it would go forth and flourish. Teaching them about what's going to happen in these last days. I said, we're like the weathermen. We can tell you what the storm's going to be like and how rough it's going to be. We can't tell you how long the storm's going to last, but we know the storm's going to be worse than any storm in history, which is what? Jacob's trouble, aka all hell breaks loose and shit hits the fan. And a lot of those pastors is not going to come out and warn the women, all women, what's going to happen to them. They're going to get double that. And that's the sad part, but yet it's judgment. The Lord, the God of our fathers, which is Yahweh, going to send forth his son, Yahweh Shai, and a band of angels going to come down here and just wreak havoc on the place. But before that's going to happen, you're going to have a lot of death angels going to be in droves, hunting and killing our people for not listening. The Lord can use anything from the smallest bacteria to the largest animal to the fastest animal, or could be serpents, all kind of insects, lice, flies. He could use anything. Could use a man, could use a woman. Hell, he used children to kill our own people too. Because I see a lot of rise in a lot of these young Eves murdering their mothers. Yeah. And the curses of Esau, Deuteronomy 30:7, he put the curses upon our enemy, upon those that hate thee. I'm roughly paraphrasing. And a lot of the Edomite children are killing their parents. A lot of these young girls, the Edomite women, they're killing their parents more. You see, you women have to sit back and analyze what's going on and say, you know what? I don't want to die when Jacob's trouble comes. I don't want to get caught up in the famine. I don't want to get caught up getting ravaged or raped by these marauders. I don't want to get the RFID chip in my hand. I don't want it forced on me. I don't want to be in a FEMA camp getting raped by damn Gerber troops. I don't want to get raped in the streets. I don't want to get torn apart by wild newly created beast. I don't want to suffer or die of a flesh-eating bacteria or disease. It's going to get real bad. But y'all hollering about something that don't exist, toxic masculinity. The Lord made us masculine men. That's what we're supposed to be. Your sons will be masculine. The daughters will be feminine. Will be a woman. Will be soft. So be woman-like, lady-like. The men's supposed to be rugged. That's how a society thrives with a man and a woman. Not two men, not two women. It don't work. I thought in the spirit I would bring that out, and hopefully this was edifying and boost your spirits up a bit, because Jacob Trouble, World War III, Isaiah 4:1. Let me reiterate it on Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16 through 24. The Lord's going to take away everything from you women. In that day, you ain't going to be crying toxic masculinity. When the Lord take away your hair weaves, your makeup, your deodorants, your perfumes, your body washes, body oils, your toe rings, your ankle bracelets, your wrist bracelets, your rings, your necklaces, your earrings, your nose ring, and the cheek ring, the ring they put in their cheeks, and the one they put in their chins. He's going to take all that away from you. And in that day, you will look for that masculine man, that Israelite man, who the Lord will put angels around. Because he said in the scriptures, the people who fear the Lord, he will have angels encamped around them. I'm roughly paraphrasing. That man going to have the protection of the Lord in them days of Jacob Trouble, because we don't know how long it's going to last. It's whatever how long the Father wanted to last. To get you women in line, and a lot of you jakes that's in the truth that's still kind of finger-danging. He's trying to get your butt in line too. For the return of the Lord, man. His son, Yahushua, and the band of angels. In Isaiah 4:1, you said, like I said, roughly paraphrased, 7 women shall take hold of one man. It could be a number. It don't mean necessarily 7 women. It's just completion, mean completion. It could be up to 70, 140, 210, 240, 260, 280, 1,000 to 2,000. Don't matter. It could be all kinds of loads of women. The Lord's going to push in your way. It ain't going to be just any kind of woman. The Lord going to have certain women coming towards you. But all kind of women are going to come after you, from the tallest to the shortest to the fattest to the skinniest. Women in wheelchairs, power strollers, walking on canes and walkers. Small, short women. All kinds of them come at you, man. Even the heathen women. Because they don't want to get caught up in all this storm that the Lord's going to bring forth on this earth, his judgment. And what's sad that I see more Edomite women and heathen women will bow to us and be humble. When I mean bow, I don't mean to sit on your knees, hands and knees, and I'll bark orders at you. No, it don't mean that. They be humbled and be feminine women, very soft, being a pillar of rest, not a pillar of stress. And that's sad, because there's more Edomite women and heathen women that will listen to the word of the Lord before our own women will. Some listen, but they still won't click with it. Or the Lord close their eyes and their ears so they can't see nor hear. They won't get to seeing the truth, nor hear it, nor understand it. In closing, I pray that you women repent and get out of that nonsense of toxic masculinity is nonsense. And get with that Israelite man, because the Lord is finna issue a mandate purge, which is shit hits the fan, all hell breaking loose, aka Jacob's Trouble. And with that, I like to give all glory, all honor, and all praises to Abba Yahweh, Baal Shem HaMashiach Yahushua, Rakat Kadash, Brakatah. I like to give double honor to the elders and the apostles and Akim, a great millstone of pushing the Most High's truth to the folk on the earth in truth and in sincerity, and to the 1/3 and the Israelites scattered the folk on the earth that look like other nations people. In fact, they're Israelites from the 12 tribes, and the hopeful elect, Shalom. And next time, peace.